On the collection side, data comes from everywhere. I mean, it can be structured sources, Excel spreadsheets, database tables, automated meter readings. It can come from unstructured sources, PDF invoices. So from a technological perspective, we're using things like artificial intelligence, natural language processing to be able to take all that data, pass it from that source raw, and then feed it into suitable structures that can then be used for analysis processes. From a analysis and visualization perspective, we talk about the typology of data analysis. So from that perspective, we talk about descriptive and diagnostic analytics. People want to know, what is my key sustainability metric and where's it coming from? And technology needs to help our clients, the consumer, get to that reasoning for why their analytic is the way it is in as few clicks or as few data points as possible. What we found is that the industry is focused very much on reporting what's going on, whether it be for regulators or investors or for management. Here's my sustainability metrics. This is where it's coming from. Great. You need to take it to the next stage. And that's where analytics platforms and solutions like ours need to move. We need to think about, again, going back to that data typology, thinking about what we call predictive analytics and prescriptive analytics. So thinking about what could happen or what should I do? So if you take decarbonization as a classic example of that, we're trying to predict how your carbon profile will change over time as you implement decarbonization actions. We are also then looking at building automated tools around that. So what people talk about are optimizers or analytics that can predict the CapEx spend and predict the estimated carbon saving if you were to plan a particular action. So yeah, very much focused around predicting what will happen and then prescribing what they should do going forward. What we've seen with the European Union, with the UK, with the United States and the SEC fines, and now we're starting to see regulations pop up in Asia as well, is that 80% of the time, the regulations are very similar. They're trying to capture the same kind of sustainability metrics, but there's a 20% variation. There's also an interpretation variation. What we find is that you need to have a very flexible platform to capture all the underlying data that drives those regulatory metrics. Above that, you then need a flexible reporting platform which interprets those metrics in the way the regulator sees fit. Part two is when you go to a regulator or when you go through an audit process, you then need to prove where that data came from. And again, a lot of systems focus on collecting the data, presenting it up, here you go. That's not our job. The way we see it is that our analytics platform needs to also present where that data came from the very beginning. So if you present a regulatory metric all the way down to an invoice, where did that number come from, to help to prove to auditors and regulators that you have control of your process. We always think about solutions as being a piece of software. Here you go, fund manager, investment manager, property manager, here's a platform, knock yourself out. That's not the way it works. Our consumer, our client, has so many things on their plate. And managing that data is only part of it. We have to help them. We have to provide services around that platform that can help the client collect, analyze, visualize that data, but also services to help clean up that data, to then say there are gaps here, there are spikes here, variances that you didn't know about. It's our job to use things like generative AI, to use the global data library that we're creating to help clients understand what good looks like in their platform so they can make better informed decisions going forward. It's not just about providing a software platform.